Hello there, namaste. So I'm heading off to the movies to see the movie Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Let's hope it's not a repeat of the first film. So I just finished the movie Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, and I'm gonna be honest, I actually enjoy it, but there are many issues in this. There are a lot of useless characters. The comedy doesn't hit as hard, just because it just feels like it falls flat. A lot of the things happen because of convenience. It makes the plot easier, but I'm not going to judge it too harshly on that. The one thing that I wish they did more on is they would have spent more time on Beetlejuice's ex-wife. If they would have spent more time making the story about that, I think I would have actually preferred it. Why? Because I immediately remembered of that one scene when he's getting married to Lydia, whatever her name is, I forgot. When he's getting married to her, he pulls the finger out of his pocket and tosses away the finger while he pulls off the ring. And he's all, she meant nothing to me. She meant nothing to me. And it's like, they could have easily done that. Where it's primarily about Beetlejuice being hunted by her, and she's looking for her finger, which he tossed to the side, and looking for the ring. He's in hiding. She comes across his desk, sees that he has a picture of Lydia there, and starts hunting Lydia as well, and then they have to work together. I think that would have been a better use of it, but it was fine. I still enjoyed it. Bob, by far, is the best character. Of course, Michael Keaton being his Beetlejuice is iconic. I did not like how he was dressed in his iconic suit the entire time. One thing that was memorable about him was the fact that he would change accordingly. I think he only has like 3 wardrobe changes entirely. Once when he is at the ticket booth stamping things. I'm not going to spoil much for anyone. His regular suit and then a tuxedo. That is really it. I mean, there probably is one more in there, but one thing I liked with him in the first one is that he would change to try to blend in. When he got to Alec Baldwin and he put on Alec Baldwin's clothes and was like, hey buddy, he was a lot creepier, a lot weirder, and just more crazy in the first one. In this one, he's mellowed out. He doesn't seem to balance as well. Like, I remember when they were asking him, I was like, oh, well, what are your qualifications? And this is the first Beetlejuice movie. And he goes, well, I graduated from Harvard. He goes to like a steady voice. And as he's talking, he gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And oh my gosh, that was perfect. In this one, he doesn't do anything like that. He's just the Beetlejuice. He's not the trying to coerce himself into the family. He doesn't do anything like that. It's like he doesn't do anything. So there are little things in this story where it just seems like people are there pointlessly. Danny DeVito, I enjoyed seeing him. It was fun to have him here and for a scene. Willem Dafoe's character is as well pointless. His ex-wife is pointless. None of those really have anything to do with the actual story, because the actual story is Gina Ortega, her daughter. That's the main story, because she does something which becomes absolutely problematic. She ends up not believing anything her mother does, and it leads to this whole situation. But it takes 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get to the actual story. Like, it starts off way too slow. It's like, come on, give us something. Just keep up, get to the point. But I really think they dropped the ball on not making it about that ex-wife. That would have been so much funnier to bring some humanity to it, but all we get is a backstory of Beetlejuice talking to Bob and his crew, and just giving us this weird backstory in I don't know what language he was speaking, but it was during the Black Plague, and all that was just all right. Whatever. But I gotta say, I did enjoy the film. I did get a few laughs, mainly from Bob, nobody else. But I don't know if I'm care to see it again. I do not. I do like the fact, because I was worried that he would be wanting to marry Lydia's daughter, but he didn't. He was still going after Lydia, and I was like, okay, good. He's a committed man. He apparently killed his previous wife, or cut off her finger at one point, and decided to marry Lydia, and he's chosen to marry Lydia. I was like, okay. But they do bring the stepmom back. She was again over the top, but not having her husband to kind of bounce off, because her husband in one was the regular dude that all us guys could sympathize with, and then she was just the absolutely crazy wife, the stepwife he married. It just it was okay. It was okay. I wish they could have done more. It's just there was a lot of pointless characters, a lot of filler things that served no purpose, because again, in the end, the main story was Lydia's daughter and just trying to bring Beetlejuice into a system. That was it. That's the only story there. Everything else is throw in as flavor text, as just something there to spice the story up. But yeah, in the end, I do enjoy it. It is a decent sequel. There are a lot of pointless characters, but when you get to sequels, you have to have more characters, but you have to balance them correctly. You have to know how to use them. There has to be a point for them being there. If you don't have a point for them being there, not every character could be a Boba Fett. Someone who's there that grows a huge iconic fan base behind them, even though they only have like 2 pieces of dialogue. Not every character can be a Boba Fett. There has to be more Orlando Calrissians than there can be Boba Fetts in a story. That's all I gotta say. It's worth the watch, but it's not as great as the first one. Don't expect something to be as on par with the first Beetlejuice. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles!